Hello everybody and welcome to a soggy, damp and pretty miserable December morning down in the New Forest, where I was bright and early ready to take on the 50-kilometre Christmas Trails events put on by Big Feet. I've done a couple of events before with these guys and I was looking forward to getting this one done as well. Let's see how I get on.
Feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
The weather is...
Rain's not too bad. It's not cold, it's warm. Into the toilet, got everything ready. Should be good. So we started at 8 a.m. And as you can see, it was a pretty chaotic start. They probably had about 150 runners, I think, in total. And it wasn't ideal because very quickly we got to a bottleneck and a massive puddle where everybody stopped literally 20 metres after the start line. So the first couple of K done. We're about 20 minutes in, something like that. I've just been trying to settle into some sort of pace, find my position in the pack, and just start off nice and slow, nice and steady. So far all good. Course is beautiful, lovely scenery, very wet, very muddy, very slippery underfoot, but that's to be expected, it's December, and so far so good. The rest of the 47 Ks goes like this, should be a doddle. So we're about 6 or 7 Ks in, and everything's going well so far. Weather's turned a little bit, temperature-wise it's pretty spot on, to be honest. If I'm wearing a thin t-shirt and this coat, and if anything it's a little bit too warm. So no complaints about the temperature, but when it's open it's pretty windy and the rain is just drizzle, constant drizzle, which is fine. If it stays like this, perfect. But everything else feels good. Breathing, heart rate, all that sort of stuff going well. I just plod along really to the first aid station, expecting that in about 3k time. So let's keep it going.
Looks nice and dry.
The weather's not too bad actually. I was just saying back then, it's pretty warm.
Yeah.
And if the weather stays like this, it's okay. It's due to get heavier.
Yeah.
But this little bit of drizzle is actually quite good. First aid station, bit of banana. See the next one.
Have fun.
Thanks. These events were always good. The atmosphere on them was always brilliant. Loads of like-minded people into their health and fitness, getting out on a whatever day, Sunday morning, and doing some exercise. You meet so many nice people, similar sort of mindset. I mean, there's not many people in the world that get up at 5:30 on a Sunday morning to go and run 50k. So it's nice to surround yourself with those sort of people, and everyone's always very encouraging and very supportive and very positive. But you also meet the bloody know-it-alls that go on about how great they are and how many of these they've done and how easy they're finding it. And there's one of those just ahead. She's doing my head in, so I'm trying to maintain a distance. I'm just out of earshot, which is why I can talk like this. But she's doing my Swede in. So about an hour and a half in. Weather's stayed pretty perfect, to be honest, so far. Like I said, it is a bit drizzly, it is a bit wet, but if it stays like this the whole time, we're in luck. It is very wet and boggy underfoot. There's times when it's impossible to run, but that's quite nice. Gives you a little walk, gives you a little rest, and then you get going again. First aid station done, and heading towards the second one. which is about 20k. There's an aid station every 10k basically, so we'll keep pushing for that, and I'll see you again soon. So we are hour and 45 in, hour and 50 in, approaching the 2 hour mark. I don't actually know how far we're in. I haven't seen a sign for a while. Just went past the marshal. He said it's 5 miles to the next aid station. I mean, I quite like running oblivious, to be honest. It's quite nice not knowing how far it is, and then an aid station just pops up. Knowing it's 5 miles, 8k, I know that's a long way. So he hasn't really helped me there, but hey ho, here's what it is. Still going well.
So there's a big road dividing the New Forest, the A31, and the majority of the race was south of that, but this is us crossing underneath the A31, and the bit to the north was the most exposed and probably the trickiest bit. So that's the bit we're about to get to now, and it's pretty bleak north of the road, to be perfectly honest.
So, approaching 20k, something like that. Aid station not far away, I think. And the wind has really picked up. It's not really the rain, it's the wind that's, I don't know if you can hear it, cutting across us and making everything pretty wet and miserable, to be honest. Underfoot conditions are pretty tricky. Look at this. That's pretty slippery. Got to get in there. One foot in front of the other.
So at this part, my sister had seen me. She was filming a little bit and she was asking me about the weather, and it was too windy to hear me, really. It was just me whinging about how windy and wet it was.
So we are about halfway-ish, 25 and a bit k. So just over halfway. So far so good. I'm starting to get tired now. One of those where I'm looking forward to a hill so I can have a bit of a walk up there. Just had a nice chat with a lady who was very nice, very pleasant, but then very quickly the conversation moved on to the menopause, which is, if I was on Mastermind, I would not be selecting the menopause as my category. It's a conversation I felt quite uncomfortable with, so I've made my excuses and separated. Lovely lady, I'm not your man, I'm afraid, sorry.
Good effort. Great effort. Whoop, whoop, whoop. How you feeling?
Yeah, tired now.
Yep.
Hard work.
Let's get to the aid. You've got a hill to climb, so then we'll walk that.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Legs are hurting. It's getting hard now, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I don't know how far.
Yeah, this will be about 30.
I think the A's taking up 30.
Yeah.
So we're getting it done.
Yep.
I've had to revert to the music
Oh,
to try and keep
tough
the
times.
over here.
Yeah, you're doing well. A lot of people have pulled out, I think, injuries and mud and...
Yeah, it's just one foot in front of the other.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So as I've said, started to struggle, and it wasn't helped by the weather, which had made my phone and headphones unusable. It was far too wet. So for 10k there was no filming or listening to music. So around about the 40k mark was aid station 4, and I was struggling at this point. The last couple of k's had been a bit of a slog, and my feet were in bits. They were just full of sort of mud and twigs and stones and all the rubbish we've been running through. So I changed my socks, changed my shoes, picked up my sister, and she did the last 10k or so with me. Let's see how we get on.
So we've gone past aid station 4. We're around about 41, 42k. So this is it. You're running for 5.5 hours, whatever it is, 5 hours. At this point, you only really start doing the ultra part of the ultra marathon, because everything up to this point has just been a bloody marathon. So last 8 or 9k or so, I mean, I'm pretty broken now, I won't lie. Legs are killing. I think it's just the mud and the clay and the water and all that sort of stuff, just energy sapping. But we're still putting one foot in front of the other. We're still going fairly strong. I mean, I'm walking at the moment, but fairly strong. And it's not that far to go. So another hour or so will be done. And we can warm up. It's starting to get chilly. Getting towards the end, we've got probably about 7.5k to go.
What's the worst part?
Next 7.5k probably. No, it's like, I don't really know. Now my legs are in agony, to be honest.
Yeah.
Everything's quite sore.
Okay.
Running's
Harder.
harder.
Alright, well, let's get going.
Wrapping up. It is what it is. We get it done. We have to stop one foot after the other. We'll get to the end. We'll get a medal. We'll get it done.
Sorry.
Well, good job.
So they told us there was a ford with 4 miles left. We knew there was one coming up. But the day before, this was ankle deep. And literally by the time we got there, it wasn't too far below my knees by the time we got to the middle. So that's sort of an indication of how much rain they had in a 24-hour period. And this water was freezing.
Okay, so we're around about kilometre 47, something like that. So 3 or 4 to go. We're getting there. I feel a bit better than I did an hour ago. Still not great, but it's definitely a bit of mind over matter. I know it's not far to the end now, so we'll keep plodding round. It's going to be 7 hours of running in pretty draining conditions underfoot.
So this was it, the final couple of metres. I made it round to the end. You'll see the puddle that caused all the hassle right at the beginning. Obviously this time now, the time I got in, it was a lot quieter. There was a lot less people around, so I had no issues navigating it this time. A fantastic run. Really enjoyable despite all the harsh conditions and the low points. A really good event. And this was me sprinting across the finish line. So a big thank you to the guys at Big Feet who once again put on a fantastic event, a thoroughly enjoyable morning. And a big thank you to you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and please remember to like, subscribe and get down to the comments to let me know what adventure I should do next. Take care and I'll see you again soon.